Now its membership has doubled, welcoming 5 new members, including oil-rich countries in the Middle East.
Yeah, well, it really does come down to that stated aim of BRICS, which is to be a counterweight to the West. It feels like the European Union and the United States for far too long have had far too much sway when it comes to things like the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund. So it wants to set itself up as the representative of the global South, as it's sometimes called, but also the global majority. And so by adding these 5 extra countries, it's bolstering that argument.
Expansion, influence, and geopolitics. These words are probably what best describe BRICS right now. The group, which was formed by Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, has recently expanded its membership to include 6 new countries, including Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. This expansion underscores the growing significance of BRICS in global politics and economics. With over 40% of the world's population and a combined GDP representing more than a quarter of the global economy, BRICS is poised to reshape the international landscape. But what does this expansion mean for the future of global governance and economic power dynamics? If we were to ask Bolivian Foreign Minister Rogelio Meda about Bolivia's stance on international alliances, he'd confidently point to the future, emphasizing BRICS as the way forward. Meda stresses the significance of BRICS. This bloc, representing over 41% of the world's population and more than 30% of its GDP, holds considerable sway in global affairs. Meda highlights the meticulous process of joining BRICS, noting that it took several years for the new members to complete their applications. However, he expresses optimism about Bolivia's swift progress in this regard. According to a recent report, with its expanded roster, BRICS will impact 80% of the world's hydrocarbon production. Meda underscores BRICS' role as a counterweight to U.S. hegemony, particularly in economic matters. He contrasts the speculative nature of the U.S. economy with the more stable economies of BRICS nations, which also seek to reduce reliance on the U.S. dollar in transactions.
Meanwhile, Russia has taken over the presidency of the BRICS group, and Moscow may establish a new BRICS secretariat. Now, this according to media reports quoting Iran's Deputy Foreign Minister Mahdi Safari. Now, Safari, based on Moscow's experience in managing international organization, while the Russian President Vladimir Putin in his address on Monday said that BRICS is attracting a growing number of supporters and like-minded countries. He added Moscow will begin working on the modalities of a new category of BRICS partner countries.
Now, did you know that Russian President Vladimir Putin recently outlined Russia's agenda upon assuming the BRICS chairmanship? Putin emphasized fostering positive and constructive cooperation among all member nations. He outlined 3 key focus areas: politics and security, economy and finance, and cultural and humanitarian contact. Putin stressed the principles of sovereign equality, mutual consideration of interests, and pursuing a multipolar international order. Over 200 events will be hosted during Russia's chairmanship to address international and regional issues, covering security, economic partnership, innovation cooperation, and more. The enduring friendship between India and Russia is expected to take center stage at this year's BRICS summit. This partnership has significantly contributed to BRICS' mission of fostering economic cooperation, trade relations, financial stability, and scientific exchanges. India utilizes the BRICS platform to balance the Russia-China axis and advocate for the rights of developing countries on various global issues. Furthermore, establishing the new development bank has provided an alternative financing mechanism for projects in participating and other developing countries. This alliance also contributes to resolving global conflicts diplomatically and promotes knowledge and technology sharing in various fields. The long-standing partnership between Russia and India has been a key pillar of India's foreign policy. Since the signing of the declaration on the India-Russia Strategic Partnership in October 2000, ties between the two nations have strengthened across various sectors, including political, security, trade, defense, science, and culture. Another thing is that BRICS is said to be driving global cooperation forward. During a recent meeting led by Russia's Sherpa in BRICS, Sergei Ryabkov, the association's priorities were discussed. Representatives from Russian ministries and departments detailed key areas of cooperation, emphasizing initiatives like an integrated early response system to infectious diseases and establishing a BRICS medical association. Discussions also revolved around increasing the role of national currencies in cross-border transactions and addressing challenges like the situation in Ukraine and conflicts in the Middle East. Moreover, BRICS is expanding its membership. While 5 new members joined in 2024, others are still awaiting invitations. These new members bring fresh perspectives and opportunities for collaboration, particularly in areas like finance, trade, and technology. The recent BRICS meeting also highlighted the importance of cooperation in various sectors, such as trade, investment, healthcare, and sustainable development. There are also efforts by businesses to implement the BRICS economic partnership strategy, focusing on strengthening supply chains, supporting small businesses, and advancing digital economies. Additionally, initiatives like the BRICS Vaccine R&D Center, launched under China's leadership, demonstrate the group's commitment to addressing global health challenges collectively. Furthermore, BRICS aims to strengthen ties with partner countries and promote mutual respect and cooperation based on international law. Discussions led by Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov underscored the association's focus on multilateralism and inclusivity in global affairs. BRICS is seen as a platform for emerging economies to assert their interests and identities on the world stage. But before we move on, we just want to thank you for watching this far.
So they're not necessarily all pulling in the same direction in a way that could be a real threat to the Western order of things. But at the same time, Europe and the US does have to keep an eye on this, because 40 countries expressed an interest in joining BRICS ahead of these 6 being invited. 25 formally applied to join BRICS. And that does rather suggest that the West is losing its sway in parts of the world, particularly in the South, and that though we've just added 5 members to BRICS, there could be more added in the not-too-distant future.
Now, get this. A recent report from Henley & Partners and New World Wealth reveals some eye-popping figures about the BRICS bloc's economic prowess. Their investable wealth? A staggering $45 trillion, with expectations of an 85% increase in millionaires over the next 10 years. These emerging economies aren't just holding their own, they're surpassing the G7. China, as expected, leads the pack with 5 of its cities among the top 10 wealthiest. But the surprises don't end there. The report forecasts India to lead in wealth per capita growth, closely followed by Saudi Arabia and the UAE. Despite fluctuations in millionaire numbers across some nations, the BRICS bloc remains a formidable force, offering stable markets and political systems that attract investors worldwide. According to the report, let's take a closer look at the top 10 wealthiest BRICS countries. Beijing, China, with a staggering 125,600 millionaires leading the charge, followed closely by Shanghai with 123,400. Dubai and the UAE also show strongly, with 72,500 millionaires calling it home. Mumbai, India, is not far behind, boasting 58,800 millionaires. Other notable cities include Shenzhen and Hangzhou in China, Delhi in India, Moscow in Russia, and Guangzhou in China. Abu Dhabi in the UAE rounds off the list, showcasing the growing economic power and wealth distribution within the BRICS bloc. You see, we just can't ignore the seismic shifts happening in global politics. Speaking at the BRICS summit, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa emphasized the need for global governance reform to address pressing challenges. The recent expansion of BRICS signifies a louder voice for emerging economies worldwide. While this expansion is welcomed as a new chapter of cooperation by China's Xi Jinping, it also presents challenges. The new members bring diverse agendas and interests, potentially diluting BRICS cohesion. The timing of BRICS expansion coincides with heightened geopolitical instability, notably Russia's conflict with Ukraine. Despite Western condemnation, BRICS partners like China and India have increased trade with Russia, enabling Moscow to withstand sanctions. This stance has drawn criticism, portraying BRICS as tacitly supporting Russia's actions. BRICS' traditional focus on economic interests is evolving as it navigates political challenges. The group's larger footprint amplifies its influence, even as internal divisions persist. Despite initial hurdles, BRICS positions itself as a viable alternative to Western dominance in global affairs. As the BRICS summit approaches, it reaffirms its commitment to shaping the global economic landscape and addressing global challenges. The upcoming Spiritual Leadership and Creative Economy session underscores BRICS' efforts to strengthen alliances and shape international relations. With its growing influence, BRICS poses a significant question: can it truly challenge the existing global order? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. And that's it. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe buttons down below. Additionally, if you want to know about BRICS new members, just click this video right here. Thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned for more exciting content in the future.